Well, hello there trainers, greetings, KuroBlitz here, and welcome back to another video on the channel. I know it has been a while, but as promised, I'm going to continue on keeping doing content, and with that being said, I feel like it's time for us to have a proper discussion about a plot point that's going to happen in the Pokemon Best Wishes anime for around 14 to 15 years now, and that is the Meteorite. What was it actually about? This is what I'm here to talk about today. And I do have, some visual PowerPoint slides to give it to you. So, when it comes to the Meteorite, here is, the proper evidence about it. In terms of what do we really know? Well, for starters, during ancient times, its pieces scattered across the world. And it can conduct massive energy to an exponential amount. And it was the anime version of Volcarona. They probably didn't know if they were going to use that species or Buffaland for Alder. And it was a substitute sun for the people in the desert resort. That's why it's in the Relic Castle, right? As for, its elements, it is stated by, Professor Zager that it has, properties outside of our world. Which is fair, it's a meteorite, right? And the impulses of energy can destabilize Pokemon habitats because we see that, the Venipede, they swarmed into Castelia City after that. That's what we actually know. Like, this is like concrete proof of what we know about this rock. An interesting observation is that in episode 6 of Best Wishes, we do know that its signature, it resonates with the wavelength of the mist in the Dream Yard. And this is going to be very important. I want for you to keep this in the notes, the words mist and dream, okay? Dream mist. Keep this in mind for the future. As for the hypothesis that I want to present to you when it comes to the actual Meteorite, why this name specifically? Isn't it always weird? It was always weirding me out. Why was it just Meteorite with an N instead of an R? I always assumed it was a replacement from, Rocket to N, the king of Team Plasma. And we know this was a plot device for, their unaired two-parter in March of 2011. That's what the idea that I got. And we now know, thanks to, the script, that, it was, revealed like in 2023. We do now know that Ghetsis was telling his grunts behind the scenes that, this Meteorite was for their king. So it has to do something with, a power of, heroism and royalty. And given how this Meteorite was used by Zager with tremendous amounts of scientific power, I would not be surprised at all if, during the Pokemon Black and White 2 era, Colress would have also used this, piece of rock. But that's just my idea for what it could have happened, and also why this name specifically, right? Because it is so unoriginal, unless... Also another great observation, it's that, the Meteorite, just like the original dragon before birthing Kyurem, they are both from outer space. So there is like a whole space thing going on with Pokemon Black and White. As for the discussion that I want to present to you, I think this is very, very, very important. Do y'all remember the other Unovan rocks? Because my thesis, my theory on this matter is that, all of the gimmicks, they come from outer space in some way, shape, or form. And the Meteorite, being in Unova, it may not be as weird as you think about it once you consider it Unova has other rocks being the elemental gems. These were basically the beta Z crystals of their time. And as you can read it here, Z crystals are too alien in nature, they are from the light of Necrozma. And even meteorites in space are the ones that mega evolve Rayquaza, much to the point that, if you take the suffix of this rock, it kinda looks like the name of a megastone. I'm not gonna lie to you, like, maybe it was not laziness but coincidental. Even Dynamax is otherworldly because of Eternatus, bending dimensions and all of that. And as you can see, if we want to talk about, the other gems, they do correspond with, all of the other types, and so does the current mechanic, right, being terrestrialization. So I think we can all agree that the Meteorite is without a doubt cosmic in nature, but it also kind of feels stellar. And I know I'm going to, if I haven't lost you yet, I'm going to lose you now. I know of that for a fact. My results about all of this nonsense. Is the Meteorite the source of terrestrial energy? I think it may be. I think it, like in the Ash era, even though it was never presented it because of Pokemon Horizons, I feel like it may be. In the games, we do know that it was Terrapagos 2 million years ago, and they caved in Area Zero, but as we also know, book data can be misleading, and how did people knew this information if it was 2 million years ago? There was no recordings of that. So there you have it. I personally feel that all of this evidence about, the Meteorite, it could be the source of terrestrialization, and we have like cross-canon, information that could, enhance this, right? It debuts in Unova, where the second DLC takes place. In Black 2 and White, we have the Hidden Grottos. The Hidden Grottos in Black and White 2, they are very similar to Terra Raid Dance. And the thing is, in Hidden Grottos, you find Pokemon with hidden abilities, henceforth the name, but they were abilities from the Dream Yard. They were dream abilities called back then. And the Dream Yard, you have like the mist that the Meteorite resonated energy with, and you also have the mist of Terrapagos that can, make people slide in, space-time dimensions, right? The Meteorite was meant for the king of Team Plasma, and you do get crowns when you terrestrialize your Pokemon. After this rock synergizes with Pikachu, Ash's Pikachu, Pikachu gets supercharged, and you can see it here that Pikachu is glowing. It feels like it's semi-terran. And given how the Meteorite was like a substitute sun, like the Volcaron XP for the people in the desert resort, like in the Relic Castle, and it could conduct amounts of energy, it feels like it's echoing Photosynthesis and Hadron Engine, which are the abilities of, the Paradox Pokemon. Sunlight for the past and the Electric Terrain for the future. Which it's kind of like the whole thing that Opaloosid City was going for in Black and White. It was being, futuristic and traditional. So there is like a pretense to all of this, as much nonsensical as it is. So my verdict on all of this matter is the following. The Unova piece that Team Rocket was, going after, Jesse, James, and Meowth, on the behalf of Giovanni, it was always told that it was the biggest piece of the Meteorite. However, I want to believe it was the biggest piece known to mankind. The actual Meteorite, it landed on where it's now Paldea. The original fragment landed on the crater, and it went all the way down, camera angles, and then it caved in and created Area Zero. Maybe Terrapagos wasn't even a species, maybe, this impact created the species, or, it gave the species the power to, do all of this. With add-ons to the other DLCs, even though the terrarium is, terraformed by Briar and all of that, the third biggest piece of the Meteorite, I want to believe it landed in Kitakami and it made the Crystal Pool. And Terrapagos in Pokemon Horizons, it's known to erase and purify Laquium, which is, an alien substance. And again, like aliens, UFOs, like the whole nickname, it's the Indigo Disc. And look what happens when the Meteorite is, activated in the anime. It starts to, make seismic shifts, which was the original, point of Area Zero. It's also, why the episode got unaired. And fun fact, in the actual coding of the games, Area Zero is named Atlantis, right? Lost treasure. and the Meteorite in the anime destroyed an ancient civilization. So maybe, with the biggest grain of salt, I would like to tell you and for you to believe that that rock that led nowhere in the black and white anime, it probably could have, might have, not really, but let's headcanon it, that it may be a cause or the original source of terrestrialization in the Pokemon world. And this is what I'm going to leave it for today. Thank you so much for your time, trainers. I really do much appreciate it. Make sure to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you another time. Take care, everyone. KuroBlitz out.